So anyway, I'm back. Yay.
Yay.
Hey,
What an upheaval of life, but yeah, I'm here. So I'm gonna do my best to run this meeting and take it over from Anthony, who has done such a great job of doing this. I keep saying that, and every time I have to go and leave town and go do some other thing. And I hope I'm done. But so anyway, so this is the August meeting of the Peak Radio Association. And I want to welcome everybody and thank you for participating in this monthly gathering. I'm looking forward to brighter days with a couple of things that I want to bring up tonight. And I hope it's welcome with open arms. So, all right.
Unfortunately, the days just get shorter and darker from here.
Thank you, Eeyore.
Hey, it's not my fault. It's the Earth's rotation.
Yeah, no. It has all to do
Hopefully
with
it's the
solstice. I
anti-part.
get it. It's not you. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and start with introductions. I think that's a great place to start, and I'm going to use my screen as the way in which I go about this. So, Olin, you're first.
Yep. Yeah, this is Olin, WA7YXY, Corvallis. Just got back from 5 weeks in California. Getting settled back in here, so I haven't been on the radio much. That's about it.
Okay, great, Olin. Glad to have you back. And was there any, maybe later on when we go through the go to the order, maybe we can see if there was anything exciting you did in those 5 weeks. Anthony.
Anthony, KE7OSN in rural Marion County.
Okay, there is a little bit of an echo. I don't know who's got it. It might even be me. But there is a bit of an echo if somebody's double connected to like a phone and a computer audio or something.
yeah, it looks like the echo was probably coming from Ted there. I noticed that when I was talking, and after he muted it, everything was super duper.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. We're just trying to make it better. That's all. No harm, no foul. All right, Anna.
I'm Annalise McDermott, NH6Z, and I am in metropolitan Lebanon, Oregon.
All right. Paul B.
Paul Branchfield, W7PEB from rural Douglas County, Oregon.
All right. I did not know you were in Douglas County. Okay. Point taken. And Mr. W7RAS, Mr. Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike, W7RIS, about 10 miles north of Corvallis up in the Soap Creek area, where it's a bunch of farmland and a bunch of critters running around, mostly turkeys.
You know, I'm finding some new critters in my yard too, and some of them are unidentifiable. I'm like, is that a fox? It's not a raccoon. I don't know what it is. So you guys are going to have to help me out.
Yeah, so this evening we've had this discussion going on. Someone found some scat in their backyard, and we've been trying to determine if it's bear scat. And right now it looks pretty positive that we have a small bear running around in the neighborhood.
Okay. Well, if that was like, I have a, what do you call it? Like a top cap to a stone wall. And if there's a bear up there, then they ought to be recruited by the ballet company for teetering on that thing and leaving their scat behind. So, all right, thank you. Tyler, you're great on emails, by the way. Thank you for your responses.
Oh, sure. Tyler, WB7DD, and I'm in Southeast Corvallis. We have a skunk wander through the area about once a week. Never seen him, but we get a whiff every once in a while.
I think maybe for next month, we should have scat of the month, or at least animal sighting of the month or something. I think animal sighting would probably be more popular, but hey, whatever it takes. All right, thank you, Tyler. Mr. Drew.
Drew Terrell, W3HES in Southeast Albany.
Awesome. Good to have you, Drew. Ted, sharp and snappy dresser, you're up.
Good evening. I'm Ted, W7RTM, the suburbs of Philomath.
Okay, Ted, thank you. And Ron, I saw you today in the morning at work, but go ahead and introduce.
Yeah, we didn't have much time to chat today, but Ron Post, AE4JL up in Millersburg, and just been having a good time making antennas and stuff.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, that is one of the areas that I am least experienced with. I'm sort of a plug and play ham, I admit it. I would love to really dig in and understand antennas, like so that I can actually teach somebody. I mean, I hear it, I look at it, I see it. I don't know how it works, but it does. And so it's the magic. I get it. Joe, good to see you.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, Joe, K7BIK, the metropolis of Southwest Corvallis, very near to Eastern Philomath. And yes, I have the privilege of having various scat on my property at times. Recently, it's just been the hen turkey with her annoying brood, and the infestation of the burrowing rodents who have cost me enough money already. When they get into your drain field, you get a little ticked off at it. But we eliminated the worst of it. But I'm right next to a field day hay. It's just a losing proposition. Bulls have moved the dead, go for holes. Enough. Yeah. Hi everyone, and I'm gonna go back off camera so I can finish dinner.
Okay.
So,
How's
I'll be back.
the heart, Joe?
Ah, yes. So 8 weeks ago, yesterday, I had the privilege of a MI, otherwise called a heart attack. So I'm doing reasonably well. I have now made the journey through the wonderful medical system, and finally got to talk to the cardiologist. Doing okay. Thank you for asking, Anna.
Awesome.
I was not aware. I was out of the loop, and I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad to hear you're talking about it, Joe. That's the key, that you're talking about it.
Yeah, so I took some time off work. I went back to work last week and figuring some things out. I'm okay, and I'm just loving the 6:30 a.m. cardio rehab sessions I go to, because that's what fits the work schedule.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Good.
Thanks.
Yeah, seriously, I echo what Anna said. Absolutely, that's the most important thing, is camaraderie, and then hobby second. And if there's anything you need, just put a call out, okay?
Okay, well, no, I now believe the medical establishment that it was, quote, minor. But yeah, and anybody else who's experienced this, I can relate. But let's just say that the grandfather that died of one of those, yeah, I get it. So okay, family heritage.
I saw Bill in here earlier, but he fell off the video chain.
Yeah, he's dropped from us to me too.
Okay.
He fell off the paved Ethernet.
He said he was just going to check in and bail out because he wasn't feeling all that great. So
okay,
I was going to ask.
Yeah, we'll continue on, but we'll know that he attended the meeting. We'll put him down as attendance. So very good. So why don't we go on to our normal format? So Ted, Secretary's report. Do you have anything to add?
27 and 42. No, seriously. I sent the minutes out from the July meeting Friday. Hopefully somebody had an opportunity to read them. If there's any updates, corrections, additions, deletions, just send them to me and I will make those happen. w7rtm@arrl.net. Thank you very much.
No, I appreciate that, Ted. And I did see them. They were pretty light last month, but that's about par for the summer. So, you know, glad that everybody could, you know, make attendance when they could, and certainly grateful for Mike for doing the education portion of our program as always. Okay, anybody have any corrections for Ted for the meetings for the meeting minutes from last month? Okay, nothing heard, so therefore I think the motion carries that the minutes are accepted as written. Okay, I did hear from Andy. He sent the treasurer's report, and let's see. Oh gosh, that was a couple of emails ago. Hang on. Apparently I get too many emails. So the treasurer's report, he said he's not able to make the meeting. OSCU checking $2,061.47. OSCU savings is $2,481.68. That's pretty healthy for this club. PayPal is $74.34. There's nothing in Square Up. There's a little bit of cash on hand. I think that's just petty cash to be able to hand money here and there if we need to. $12.26 for a total of $46.29.75. Andy's been doing a great job in keeping us honest in the financial department. So if anybody has any comments on that, feel free to speak up. Otherwise, I think this is probably right.
I can attest that it's a hard job, and Andy seems to do a great job of it.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, that's one job that you don't want me in charge of. Okay, great. So we will have no issue or comment or question about the treasurer's report. Okay, does anybody have any repeater updates? I have not even, I think I've signed up for the repeater update page on Facebook, but I haven't seen much, so I don't know if I'm actually still signed up. Does anybody have any additions or corrections to that?
I know there was a fairly substantial link outage very recently. And the only reason why I knew that was because Steve, W7ETK, came on a net on Thursday night and say, hey, it just got fixed. So everybody should be able to hear you now. And that was news to me. So.
Okay, so noted that there was some disconnect, and it sounds like it's been resolved. And this is about the time of the year where wildfires and other things cause these kinds of events. So this is almost anticipated. Okay, great. Anybody else for any repeater updates that you've had either firsthand or just heard otherwise? Because again, I haven't seen anything pop up, and so therefore I haven't even installed a radio in my car yet. So I'm the last person to comment on a repeater update.
Oh no, I'm the last person because I can't even remember the last time I've been on VHF.
Okay. There you go. Well, as the winter comes into play, I think that's our challenge is stay in our warm shacks and get on VHF and do a little simplex and maybe repeater work. That'll be fun. I'd like to do the repeater, the 2-meter simplex contest again, but not right away. Let's get through these other events first. Okay. If no other comments on repeaters, I'm going to go on to old business. I have an item since I brought it up last month, and that is the social gathering. I promoted the idea and shepherded the idea about getting together. I actually secured let me see if I can share my screen. Let's see if this is the right one. Okay. And let's move that over here. And no need to see my Amazon orders. I put this out to the board members to see if everybody agreed. So I'm going to skip the dialogue here. But my goal was to inspire camaraderie amongst the members and to just kind of like rekindle some of the days of getting back together as an initiation for having meetings later in person. I haven't gone in that area yet. I wanted to start with this kind of a social gathering. And so I put this together and whoops.
Paul, just as a point of order, I don't recall receiving this. And I don't see myself in the.
Oh my, I am so sorry.
I replaced Drew.
Okay. So Drew hasn't responded to me, so I didn't know that okay. Thank you, Anna. I will make a note of that.
And I don't believe who replaced Matt. I don't think Matt is on the board anymore either, is he?
That was me.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that correction. I apologize.
No problem.
That was an oversight. So let's go through the goals. So for those who didn't see it, I wanted to inspire some camaraderie among the members, those who are here and those who don't come to the monthly meetings, and those who just pay their dues, and just kind of like maybe let's just all try to get together. Again, try to draw in some absentee members, maybe even bring a guest. And that was kind of, so this is all going to come up for a vote tonight, right? Because I've already got the site. And it's really short money. It's not a lot of money. The rest is just up to us to create an environment to welcome members. Make it more of a social gathering, but also have some radio elements as far as Parks on the Air. And I know Ron, he can attest to Parks on the Air. Right after we go through this, I'm gonna maybe hand it over to him and tell us, he can tell us a little bit about his experience with Parks on the Air at this particular location, because he's listed as one of the activators. And so I'm calling on him. So, I mean, I'm suggesting what we should sponsor and maybe see if anybody wants to do something like this as far as if they come. Or we could just lump it all together and go, just come and we'll do, more of it. And either way, I'm happy with it as long as we agree. Okay. This is kind of the missing piece is if there is any message that we would like to convey, what would it be at the meeting? It says, it's kind of like, hey, welcome back. We'd like to get more FaceTime rather than Zoom time. And, we can kind of take a bit of a poll and see who would be willing to attend meetings that were in person, things of that nature, and just kind of have a soft start. And the theme is picnic and POTA. I came up with that all by myself. Yes, I know. So picnic and Parks on the Air. So why not combine the two hobbies? Combine the hobby of radio with a little bit of picnic and socialization. It just so happens that there's a Park on the Air link for this particular location for Sarah Helmick State Park. And you can go look it up and see who's activated it there before and what kind of things have happened. And you can either do an official Park on the Air, or you can just throw up an antenna and just use your own call sign. You don't even have to designate a Park on the Air. And I'll ask for some volunteers on that later to see if anybody wants to register as a particular Park on the Air for that day, and then go through the process. So be ready for that question. There is more interesting information about the picnic site. If you do Google Earth, you can see a pretty good picture. It's by the somebody help me out with his name. Lukiamute? I don't even know. Lukiamute? Help me out here.
I think you're
Anybody
close.
know the name of this river?
Yeah, it's lucky me, for sure.
Thank you. So it's right by the river. I've done the Google Earth, and if I run Google Earth and Zoom, the Zoom will crash. So I need to upgrade my computer. I know, but last time I did this, you lost audio, so I'm not doing it again. It's centrally located. It's a little bit north of the Corvallis Albany area, but not to the point where everybody north has to come a long way. So I'm hoping it'll draw a crowd. The key here is we have water, flush toilets, and 10 picnic tables at each site, and we have one of the sites. We have 3 Alpha, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, day 3 Alpha. They call it 3CA. And so I booked for Saturday, August the 27th. And although the park opens at 8 and closes at 8, I didn't say that we were going to formally gather until about something more comfortable, about 11. So if anybody wants to go and set up early, that's fine. We have the site. Totally legit. You are not banned from the site until 11 o'clock or anything like that. You can certainly start your park on the air activity before then if you want to. I figured we would start grilling about 11:30, and then we can just decide when to decide to close up and then clean up after ourselves. Okay.
It's a nice park. The bike clubs used it for a aid station location on a couple of different events, and got a lot of shade.
Nice.
So.
It
and it
appears
has
that
a
way
camp.
with the trees. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a camp host too. So, you know,
Mhm. I
FYI.
tried contacting them today, Joe, and it went to voicemail and went to some number that didn't even associate with the park. So I hung up, and I'll say I'll try it again later.
Yeah, it's probably because the host rotates and it's forwarding to somebody's cell or something. So.
Yep.
Okay.
So the picnic aspect, I was looking to see what I figured this is a great time to discuss. You know, this is kind of like a field day, only the inverse, right? A little bit of, you know, more like a food aspect with a little bit of radio, as opposed to the other way around where we have all this radio and here's the food that's going to be provided. I thought we would, you know, try to talk it through and see what people would like to have. You know, I'm going to throw out hamburgers and hot dogs, but if there's other suggestions, I'm willing to listen.
Question.
Good, Paul.
Do you want us to bring like side dishes, or is the PRA going to provide the hamburgers, hot dogs, or what are we doing?
I'm open to hosting as much as people would use, as long as it wouldn't go to waste. So I don't want to mandate that people bring a side dish. I'm saying that it could be, in fact, I kind of put it up here a little bit. I know I kind of scrolled through it fast, but you know, this could be combined together where we just said, hey, we're doing hamburgers, hot dogs, all the condiments, potato salad, coleslaw, potato chips, you know, and the whole shebang. And then people just come and just enjoy, right? And I'm okay with that too, but we should decide, you know, what that is.
I think my bent on it is that we just provide everything. We have the budget to do so right now. I think it would make it easier for a lot of people to show up and make it less pressure to do anything. I mean, if somebody really wants to bring something, you know, we're not going to kick them out or anything, but I think the making things plug and play is going to be good. I mean, I don't want to waste club funds, obviously, but I think that's, it's been 2 years since we've been together. We've not been spending money on a lot of other things. This seems like a good use of that.
Any discussion? I'm in agreement with that idea, because then people who want to come, there will be no reason for them not to come.
It makes it a little better, easier for me coming from a distance.
See, here we go. I think just fuel is the contribution at this point for those who are farther away, and they will come because they want to be there and enjoy the camaraderie, and so I will vote on the side of what Anna proposed. Any other discussion?
I tend to agree with Anna and others, is that I think it's, for right now, it'd be good just to not have any excuse to show up and not feel guilty showing up and not having what you need or what you wanted to for sharing. So I'm good for actually, another way of putting it, I'm trying to remember what we had for a head count for field day, but basically if that field day event was about $140, $150, I still need to submit my bill for that, for all the food that we had for field day. So that it was not that food is
That's
bad.
not much at all, Mike.
Food is bad, but it wasn't as bad as what I expected.
Right. And this is only, just so you know, I secured the park for $58 for the day.
So do we
Okay.
have somebody that can spearhead the food? I think that's my only big concern about that is we need a team or somebody to head up a team to acquire. And
I have a Costco card I haven't broken in yet.
Actually, Paul, what I found was Wilco there in Albany was kind of the best source. There's a few things you want to get from Costco right off the bat there.
Mhm.
And then, but for the majority of the stuff, you can find it.
I'm assuming you mean Winco, Mike, not
Winco, excuse me.
I don't.
You don't
I
want to
prefer
eat.
not to
Same
have
difference.
horse feed. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like grain, and you can get your
You like a
has
lot of
chicken.
fair amount of fiber in your diet there.
I may look like a cow, but I'm not a cow.
So,
Okay,
so
let me
any-
remind everybody, this is being recorded, okay? That was funny though, Mike. Yes, we're all gonna go to Wilco.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I totally get it. And Winco is a definite bargain. Both of those places I am able to go to and prepare and bring a cooler full of stuff. What I will need is a second grill. I've got one griddle. I've got a Blackstone that I can bring. It's a griddle. If somebody wants to bring a traveling grill, that'll probably be a great backup, since we don't want to have just one.
I'm happy to bring mine. They don't have any facilities there though.
They have you know what, I'll have to check on that, Drew. They might have a barbecue that you can add briquettes to.
Yeah, it might be easier to just bring some briquettes. I don't usually cook on them, but they are fun.
Yeah, I don't think they have any.
The last time I was there, things were pretty rusted out for
Ah.
those kinds of things.
Okay.
So someone would need to make a field trip up there to take a quick look at it.
I was hoping to get Scott to rope him in to come in with me to go take a survey. But he isn't showing up tonight, and I'm gonna go give him crap. So I am excited about this, as you can tell. I want to just tell you that I've done this back in the Western PA section, and it actually drew more of an audience and more interest when there was less focus on trying to make the most contacts and, field day, and everybody has to be, have to have a certain number of people in the seat to go do certain things. And it wasn't divided. It was more social and get to know each other again after a long drawn out, isolation time. So
So Paul, I just lived down the road from that place. So it's a pretty easy commute for me to get up there to just to look at it. Do you know what, if you can send me a piece of email as far as which one of the facilities that you've reserved, then
Yep.
I can go and do a quick survey of what's there.
I will do that. I'll mark it down. Thank you,
And-
Mike. Could you do it for two things? Could you do it for, because the site is the site, it was the only one available, so I had a choice of one, which is a choice of none, right? So look at it for antennas. Should we bring any wire? Should we just focus on verticals because there's no room? You know, whatever you think is right for POTA and for picnic area. But there should be electricity and water. And of course, bathroom facilities are available too. I don't know how far they are, but I can't imagine it being that far.
The bathrooms are right there. They're great facilities. There's all kinds of tall trees. I've also seen people work there with verticals, so either one works great.
I've
Thank you, Ron.
also with another club, we did a field day there. I spent all morning putting up lines up and over all the trees there, big trees. And then I split and went off to another club to do field day, so.
Okay.
So
So has
Andy-
anybody had,
Go ahead.
so Mike and Ron, either one of you, Mike first, then Ron, so that we don't get a doubling. Did you have any trouble with the camp host wondering what the heck you were doing?
No, they came out and set up chairs and watched me put stuff up and over the trees. They were fascinated by it. Now, but all I can say is that was a particular camp host. I can't say that that's exclusive to all of them.
Okay,
Yeah, and the one that's there now, I know he spent a half an hour chatting with me, and I've seen him chatting with somebody else that was there this past weekend. Very friendly and helpful. I had a bee's nest not too far from where I was, and he came out and sprayed the nest.
nice. And was this were you in a particular site, Ron? As far as, there's only two sites that are picnic areas. Did you go in a different area than either one of those two?
I was actually by B, which is up front, I believe, and I think A is in the back.
Well, A's is the first one you come to, and then B's at the top of the loop.
Okay, B's in the back. Okay. Yeah, so I go in and sit by A. There's actually like 10 or 12 picnic tables in that area. So there's just all kinds of space. And yeah, it's just very grassy, very easy. The trees are spaced out. I had no trouble putting up a dipole.
Good. This
What
sounds
about-
like a great
what about
idea.
Power.
Yep, so power is available. Ron, can you speak to where the power was available? Is it over by the picnic area?
So the only power outlets I've seen is by the group picnic tables. You know, if you were running to a radio, it wouldn't be, I don't think it'd be an issue. It looked like a standard 2-plug box. I've never seen anybody use it. I assume they work, but it's right there by the group area,
Okay,
at least the one up front.
cool.
So the other thing I'll add about the power was working when I was last there many years back. We use that to plug in a compressor, you know, a lightweight compressor for carpentry, and that was sufficient to take and recharge our tennis ball launchers.
Mm,
So if we want to go that far as far as putting up stuff with the tennis ball launcher, anybody have a small lightweight compressor that's not 12 volts, that would be a very, very big plus.
I have a 120 volt compressor, Mike, that I can do, and it has the standard fittings on it. I just unboxed it, so haven't used it yet.
Will it reach 100 pounds?
Yes, yeah, it's an electric, like Harbor Freight one that I got with like 75 feet of hose.
Oh boy, we'll break that one in well.
Yes,
I have a Ryobi portable that runs off batteries. And I think that'll run to 100 pounds. I've run it to 60 anyway.
I'll make a note of it, Mike.
Okay,
The other thing, so Ron, do you think I should bother bringing my 10 by 10 push-up easy tent, or is there enough coverage to not even worry about this?
If we're in the one in the front, then it would be handy to have that. There's a couple big trees right there by the group area, but it's also in an area about 11 o'clock that gets sunshine.
Photo,
Sometimes I've been there, it's been, from about 8 in the morning to about noon. And by noon, it's getting some sunshine.
Paul, you
Okay.
said it's area A, because the photo just on the website shows it nice and sunny, so.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I figured it was going to probably be a mixed bag of trees and sun, depending on where you were, but I don't know where the picnic tables are. And I don't know about you, but I'm not in the mood to move an 80-pound picnic table, especially if it's chained down.
They're not chained down. They can be moved, at least those in that group area. But yeah, they're sizable tables.
Okay. Well, if I bring the 10 by 10, that means that I probably won't need it, but that's okay. I'll bring it. Therefore, we don't need it, as opposed to needing it and not having it. Okay. So I'm thinking that I'm going to propose that the club comes up with a menu, which I will propose. And if anybody thinks that I'm missing something, feel free to add to it. And then we'll just, I'm thinking a budget of about, let's say 225 at the most, but not to exceed 225 as far as, cost goes for the food piece. And then $58 for reimbursement for the park. So a total of about $300 for the whole event. And again, it's all going to depend on what kind of response I get. I'll definitely be communicating throughout the few weeks to make sure that people are responding to, hey, if you're going to come, you got to tell me, sort of thing. Don't just be silent and show up. And then the opposite, of course, is don't say you're going to come and then you don't, and we're left with all this extra food, right? Does that make sense?
Paul, can I add something here?
Please.
I think your food cost is going to be probably around 250 on
Okay.
this event. I agree with everything. And then also, why don't you also add in a caveat? Anybody that wants to bring any snickerdoodles or any extra things to the event are more than welcome. So add-on dishes are very, very welcome.
Okay. Do you think what we should do is say, you're welcome to bring a side dish, but it's not required. And we're not providing any dessert. How's that? And that way is a clue.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean,
Hint.
because we had a good old watermelon there, and I
Yep.
was and for field day, and it was a good watermelon, and that got sliced and diced, and that was a big hit for a good warm day like that.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for ideas for menus because I don't want to just do what I think I would do, right? I want to hear some input. So feel free to email me direct or put it on the reflector or whatever you want to do. Fill up everybody's email box for all I care, because that'll just inspire more people to get hungry to come, right?
Yep.
So
Also, Paul, if you can get me which is a site A or site B, I'm thinking I'll be out tomorrow, and that might be an easy trip for me to do a survey there.
well, I can just tell you right now, it's site Alpha, Mike.
Thank you.
It's right here.
Thank
It's
you.
that was the one that was confirmed.
Got it.
And it should be the first one you come to when you enter the park.
Mhm.
But I've never been there, so I was actually going to drive by there, but I'm struggling for time. Ron knows why. Because they got me shackled to my desk. So cool. Well, this has been a great discussion. I want to encourage everybody to, and also I really feel like I think we should allow people to bring a guest. if they want to, so they don't feel like they have to either choose between, between the hobby and personal life and this and that, if they want to bring somebody with them. Is anybody in disagreement with that? If I allow, one guest to come with somebody? I want to keep this as open as possible.
Yeah, my only disagreement is that I would not necessarily limit it to one. If people want to bring their families and their kids and whatever, I think that's great.
So Paul said at some point in time, you'll need a cutoff time for a head count. So
Yeah.
you can determine what you have for food, what you need for food. So that'll be the.
We could also suggest that if people are going to bring more than one extra person, they could also bring some extra food. But yeah, kind of play it by ear and see how many people are interested, how many are going to come.
Yeah.
If it starts getting too
so
big,
Drew,
then we say, hey, yeah, but people bring in extra people, bring extra food.
So what happens to that, Drew, unfortunately, is people take that the wrong way and then they say, fine, I'm not coming. And so I would rather them say, tell me how many people you're bringing. And then if it becomes a problem, we'll deal with it. But yeah, I've been through this before and I've seen the upside and the downside of this, and I'm just sharing it with you.
Fair enough.
It's unfortunate. It's a shake my head experience, but yes.
Yeah, I just don't see it as an issue. I think we want this to be large and inclusive to get everybody together. And, it's to some extent, it's going to cost what it costs, and it's not going to bankrupt us, unless we have thousands of people there, which just isn't going to happen. So I would think be as inclusive as possible.
I did just post it on TikTok.
Did you do a little dance with it, Drew?
Exactly.
All right.
The grill dance.
We'll get more people than we need.
Yeah, I'm thinking Thursday, the 25th. I mean, I'm able to be pretty nimble with any other extra shopping we need to do. I'm not worried about it. So as far as the drop dead date, it can be right up until a couple of days beforehand. I don't need like a week's notice.
What is our membership? I mean, what if you took our membership times 2, how many people are we talking about if that actually happened?
So Anthony's way more adept at this than I am. I'm just the social butterfly right now. I haven't gotten the technical side done. Anthony, do you happen to know our membership?
Give me 1 second.
I'm just trying to say,
wasn't around 80.
So currently there are 58 people that are active members.
Okay.
Oh, even if
and so
about
less than half will probably show up, and then less than half of those will bring somebody else. Typically, that's just like Tupperware party rules. And so I'm thinking 50 at the tops.
Yeah. So if your budget, you come back, do an email with unfortunately, thanks to a gift from COVID and a family reschedule, I have a conflict that day, but I really would like to see this thing be successful.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, you picked a great location. It's perfect for what you've scoped out, barring the weather, knocking on, bring your papa. But, I think it's a great thing. And if the budget gets stretched a little bit, I haven't heard anybody here that says, we wouldn't cover it. So.
Yep, I agree. And I want to give credit to Anthony. He and I had a conversation one night, and then I think I squeezed him dry for ideas. And this was the first one that I had never been to. And I thought, hey, let's go there. And so there you go, throw caution to the wind. So thank you, Anthony. Okay, I'd like to move on unless there's any other topics we'd like to talk about between picnic and POTA. I think further email communications are going to come out. No, actually, I know they will be. One of which will be, hey, is there any other things besides this menu that you would like? Who can come? Please answer me. And then, oh, by the way, if you want to do Park on the Air, does anybody want to lead the Park on the Air effort to say that if you want to do this, we could do a station, or do you want to just have one station? Do you want to just have centrally focused and simple, or do we want to let people just come and put stuff up?
I think we should be fairly relaxed about it, but also be cognizant that, I mean, we're not going to have a 10 station multi that's everybody's going to be able to work all at once, right? I mean, there's
Right.
going to be some taking your turns, because I mean, I guess we could bring out the band pass filters and stuff like that, but I mean, I'm not sure we want to go that far.
I agree. I think the focus is on socialization and coming back to our new normal, but the new normal is basically close to the old normal as much as possible. And that is gathering together as a community. So if there was one person who could commit to bringing a Park on the Air station, does anybody want to say that now, or do you want me to put it out for a
I was
request?
already planning on bringing my 6600, so the 6600 will be there.
I knew that answer, but I wanted to hear it from you.
I was gonna say, and I'm sure I'll be bringing mine too, so.
And
Good.
it's me, so I'm probably going to go overboard, and I'll probably bring the amp and tuner too. So, you know,
Oh,
we'll
my.
get lots of
Okay.
QSOs.
So Ron, if you're bringing a QRP, you might want to move to Alpha, 3 Bravo. No, this is great. I really appreciate this, because I can handle the food piece and the other coordination and the meeting and greeting, but I can't handle the radio piece. I just can't. I can't do it all. So thank you, Anna.
I'll bring the beam too, so Ron can be on the backside of the beam, and it probably won't be so bad.
I'll just say, I can't
Okay.
handle the traffic I get with a simple dipole, so you start pushing
Oh,
up more than
man.
100 watts and
Okay, great. Is there any other, I'm going to keep moving on, because this was a big thing. We're doing it for brand new. I appreciate your interest and your involvement in this. I really do want to see this as successful, but in the old adage of one of my, I'm going to stop sharing here. And one of my mentors is expect nothing and you won't be disappointed. So let's just go and just put our best foot forward. We'll try to get the best number we can for how many people are coming. We'll prepare for it, and let's just hope it goes really well.
Anthony, can we use the Ham Club online event functionality to have people do RSVPs that way? That may be the way to do it. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan. You took the
Awesome.
words right out of my mouth, Anna. I'm going to put something together similar to what you saw on the screen, only a little bit more cleaned up. And then I was going to work with Anthony to make sure I didn't screw it up. Okay, good. Any other old business, unless there's other information we need to talk about for this event in a little less than 2 weeks now?
Well, apparently I'm old business because a week ago I turned 50. So, there's that.
You made it. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm getting into the, range of actually being a ham of average age now. So,
Right.
Well, that's okay,
No,
because
that-
today our anniversary is number 51, so.
Oh, both.
Congratulations to both of you on your 50th mark of something. So any other old business before we move on to any upcoming events? Okay, well, let's move forward. We've spent a lot of time on that, so thank you for your interest and your participation. Any upcoming events that we have? See, today's August, in the middle of August. Of course, we have the upcoming event that we said we're doing. Let's see, September.
Did everybody see that the guys across the mountains are going to have a high desert ham fest for the first time this year in Redmond? I think it's early October from what I remember, but that sounded very interesting to me, and I might head over there. So at
Is
the
there a,
Deschutes County Fairgrounds in Redmond. Yeah, I'm sure you can search
I'll look
online
that up.
for High Desert Ham Fest is what they're calling it.
High Desert? Okay, thank you. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. I need to make a trip over there. As long as it's not on the day that we're doing the picnic, I might be able to make it.
No, it's October. It's early October. I
October
remember.
1st, 8:30 to 3 p.m.
There you go. Way early October.
Well, that's also the weekend of the California QSO party, so.
Yeah, but who really wants to talk to Californians anyway?
Ooh,
How many counties are there in there in the California state there, Olin?
I think it's 55 or 57. I'm not sure, but
Okay,
that's where it is.
all right. And so it's by county, it's not by section, right? Because they have a boatload of sections.
It's by county.
Okay. Yeah, it's always the weekend before the Pennsylvania QSO party. That's how I know that it's there. Yeah. Also colliding with what is it, the Arizona, or is it Arizona QSO party the following weekend? It always clashes. That's why I have a hard time reaching the West Coast, because you get flooded by local signals. Cool. Any other upcoming newsworthy items?
Well, and everybody probably knows that Swaptoberfest will be after that by a couple weeks in Rickreall.
Does anybody have a date for that? I'm just coming back from, coming back into my new reality here. Does anybody know when that is? Is that late October?
it's usually the second or third week, I thought.
Looks like it's October 15th from 9 to 3 at the fairgrounds in Rickreall, Polk County Fairgrounds.
Nice. Usual place. Awesome. That's good info. Thank you. At least for me anyway. I didn't have it on my calendar.
The Digital Communications Conference is next month. Let me see if I can get you dates from that. I'm not thinking that anybody's going to travel to Charlotte for that, but the ARDC sponsored a chunk of the conference, and one of the requirements is that they stream it live online. So there should be a live stream of the proceedings. It is from September 16th to 18th. So you should be able to watch that online.
So Anna, do us all a favor, and when you have that link, give us a kind of a little 1 sentence, 2 sentence, and then the link to do it. Put it on the reflector so that we can share it with a larger audience. That would be helpful.
Right. That's
Because by the
sponsored
time
by
the minutes come out, it'll already be done.
that's sponsored by ARRL and Tapper. So they go together, and it's a lot of, if you're interested in advanced topics in digital communications, that's usually where people are talking about a lot of interesting stuff there. That's kind of on the cutting edge. That's where Gerald that founded Flex Radio first talked about his software defined radio project that kind of started the software defined radio boom for ham radio and things like that. So it's
Nice.
worth going.
That's good info and really high technical talk, I'm sure. If you could just post, something that tells the people on the reflector, that would be helpful. Because by the time we get to it, it may already have gone over.
The other thing, I guess, that's happening in September is September 17th and 18th is the QSO Today Virtual Hamfest. People are interested in that.
So that was our next topic. So it was a good segue into contests. What is the virtual contest?
No, it's a virtual ham fest.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hamfest. My bad. So what do they do? Just show things for sale and then you buy
No,
them
they're-
online with PayPal?
No, there's talks and things like that. It's actually kind of interesting how they have it set up. It's kind of a virtual reality conference hall, and they have booths that vendors man. And you can like walk around their booth and everything like that and talk to other people in the Flex Radio sponsors a big chunk of it. So you can walk into the Flex Radio booth and there will be Flex Radio folks there to talk to, and they got video conferencing, one-on-one video conferencing or one-to-many sort of conversations, even as far as, if you can hear somebody is partially dependent on how far away you are from them. But they also have more lecture hall rooms where you have people that will give speeches and things like that. I spoke at the last one on the Flex Radio API, and that's recorded and put up there. But it's I don't think it's very expensive to go. If you're interested in some of the talks that are there, that's the website is qsotodayhamexpo.com. I'll post that in the chat. A good way to go to a ham fest and learn some stuff without going anywhere.
Nice. Yeah, that's all good information. I didn't see any of that before, so I learned a lot. Anything else for any upcoming events? And then we'll move on to contests.
Well, in September is Route 66 on the air. That's one of the bigger and longer running special events. Starts on the 10th of September and runs through the 18th of September. And they will have, I think, 26 stations along Route 66. And I keep trying for a clean sweep, but haven't done so. But it's a fun event. It'll be both CW and single sideband, and possibly some digital, I don't know. But I try to do that one every year. They have a couple of rover stations that are in Arizona by one of the Arizona DX clubs or contest clubs sponsor them. And they always have a neat QSL card, because you get all 2 or 3 of the mobiles, they all match up to make one long card. Usually it's a map of Route 66 or something like that. So that's a big one. I did get
Well, good luck with that, Olin. I hope you get a clean sweep. I hope this is your year.
Yeah, I got a clean sweep in 13 colonies, so this in July.
Did you get the one in England too?
Yes, no, I didn't get that. I got the bonus William Penn station, but I couldn't hear the English station. There was, actually 2 of them. Oh, there was a one in France. There was England and France had bonus stations. I couldn't hear either one of them. But I got all 13 colonies, so that was happy. And if I hadn't been doing CW, I wouldn't have gotten all 13. So that was a good thing. I got 8 and 5. 8 CW,
Nice.
5 SSB.
That's cool. All right, good to hear some radio activity besides fission products for a change. That was a small joke. So any other contest items? Okay, very good. Well, enjoy the hobby. We're hoping to have a good camaraderie pickup gathering. And thank you all for contributing in some way, either through just suggestions or maybe coming and you'll see some emails coming from me about, coordinating, when we're going to show up and, what do we need to do. And I think it would be really important to just go around and talk to the person you don't recognize, right? And just welcome them and see, if they're members, and introduce yourself and just go from there. I think it's going to just start organically, and that's how it goes. Okay. On the table, but not for this meeting, I will talk about it later, is we'll do a survey of all members to see what's working, what isn't working, and just try to get a feel for, what things need to be improved for the club. I do know that there's some website challenges and other things that we need to overcome, but this time is really just enjoy the summer. We'll get into that in the fall. I just want you to know it's on my head, in my head, it's on my brain, call it whatever you want. And it is going to happen. It's just not right now. I need to focus on getting people together and enjoying the time and the hobby together. Any other final comments from anybody? Just speak up.
I don't know. I think I'm too shy to speak up with anything.
Yeah, that's a real problem.
I was gonna say, since when? But okay. Yeah, you run out of ideas. I get it.
Hey, by the way,
Joe-
I was gonna say, Anna, I made up for all your non-VHF time yesterday. I did net for an event. Oh, I just want to go to sleep right now. I'm tired.
So if you add you and me, we make one ham radio operator then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, listen, thanks, everybody. Mike, I didn't check with you first. I'm sorry, but do you have anything for tonight, or is anybody slated to do any presentation? I just didn't have the time to check in advance.
I have something if anybody wants to listen to it, or I can save it for another time.
I've got a chicken. You all instead.
I'm interested.
I'm always game.
Okay, means that you're on this, on the right time zone now.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to officially close the meeting, and then we'll go into the training aspect. But thank you all for coming, and I hope you can stay for Mike's wonderful education hour. As always, we always learn something with Mike's presentation on all these different topics. So take it away, Mike.
All right.
Pay your
take
bill
care,
and
everyone.
tip your waitress.
I have to bail, guys. So it was great to see everyone. See you later.
We'll
Bye.
see you there.